What is my favorite badminton player of all time have to say about mental and the mental game? BDLV just posted this like less than an hour ago. And of course I read it. And there are three things I think Zheng Si Wei says that are important to take care of. One, which is something I've always been saying, right? The truth is pressure is always there, especially at events such as the World Championships, right? What have I always said to you guys? The difference between us and pros is that while they get nervous, they still play at a high level. You need to learn how to play kahit may pressure sa'yo, right? You need to keep your ambition strong, but stay mentally grounded. What's interesting is he says, I never go into a match thinking we are favorites. I try to approach it like we are any other pair fighting through the draw. Humility keeps me focused. So even if you're favorites, right, even if you're top seed, all it takes is one loss and you're out. Like a single elim. So stay humble. The second thing is more is not always more. Sometimes less is more, right? The very next paragraph, first World Championship title in 2018. They were already number one, super overwhelmed. My coach could see the pressure building. He told me to stop training for 2 days, right? You have to remember, that's a long time. That's huge. Especially if you're number one, you're training for something as big as that. Every day matters. So for 2 days, he did nothing related to badminton. He watched a comedy and turned off, right? But in the end, it worked. He went back on the court with mental clarity, with focus. And I think the important takeaway is that, there's more aspects to just than to badminton than just skills and fitness and tactics, right? There's mental focus, there's physical condition. For me, right, I'm still sick as hell. I got super sick after my tournament on Sunday, and yeah, my tournament my next one's upcoming Saturday. I haven't trained at all this week, so you got to listen to your body and your brain, right? Here, something that I always do with all my students, but I don't see preached enough here, at least, is video analysis, right? So after his World Championship in 2018, he says, I changed how I prepare. I watch video of opponents over and over, right? This is something I think Carolina Marin really popularized with her rise to fame. And now I think virtually everyone does this at the top level, right? I wanted to understand their habit strengths and what they might try against us, right? If something happens in the match surprises me, right? He takes absolute, what's the word I'm looking for here? Accountability. If anything in the match happens surprising me, it means I wasn't ready enough. That's huge mentality switch, right? Real preparation means knowing not just how you want to play, which already is something that I don't think enough players here take into consideration. They just think, okay, we'll just keep smashing until we win. But also how your opponents might try to stop you, right? So, don't take it from me now. Take it from literal, multi-medaled and how many times world champion Zheng Si Wei, right? Later on, there's not really much in the ending of this article. There's not much really said. Looks like, he makes a little kind of mandatory advertisement about Z Swingers Academy in China that I'm waiting for public admission so I can join and train under him. That would be a dream of mine. Predictions of world champion for this year. He does kind of give summary and advice at the very end. If I could give all players advice, it'd be simple. Relax, right? Take some time off, right? Your brain is weird in the fact that the less time you actively make it do something, that's when it's busiest, right? When you go on a walk and you're not thinking of anything, that's when it's most creative, right? When you are, off the court, when you're watching that cinema, when you're watching the comedy, that's when the brain is solidifying techniques, tactics, muscle memory, right? So, right? Because when your mind is clear, your body will follow. Dude, Zheng Si Wei, obviously this is translated, but still, he's so wise. Yeah. Friend, he's my idol talaga. But yeah, let me know if you found this helpful. Let's discuss about mentality in the comments below. See ya.